Welcome back to Python MC. In this section, we're going to take the code from the previous lesson. We're going to reuse it. So we're going to start off with this original beat, hip hop trap pop 002. And then we're going to use Makebeat to use a beat pattern, the one on line 17, remix 3. And then we're going to play that beat with that beat pattern. But then we're going to use the code from the previous lesson. We're just going to copy and paste this. This is the code from the string method exercise. And we're just going to copy and paste that into EarSketch, just below the line there. And then we're going to debug it. I'm going to show you how to debug it. I'm going to do some of the debugging for you. The first bug we see when we run it, we get an error on line 37. And that bug that's related to decode, we're using different versions of Python in Trinket versus EarSketch. And so you just can't use the decode keyword, the built-in function here in EarSketch. Just not going to accept it for this particular program. So we're going to fix that. There's also this error up here where you need to update it with read input. And so we're going to do that. We're just going to change our line 53 to say read input instead of input. And what that'll do is just take the prompt, the input part, the partial name of the sound file, that string. It's going to place it inside the pop-up window. Now let's search hip hop underscore trap hop, and this is basically going to work. It's going to do a search of all the similar beats because we're just reusing the code from the string methods exercise. It's going to take everything that starts with the string hip hop trap hop, and then it's going to create this list that you can see down on the output screen. Now what's doing, we just added some code to loop through the list. We've run get similar beats. We've removed the original beat so you don't play the same beat twice. And then we're just going to loop through the list like we've done before. For each beat and beat list, use Makebeat with that beat, use the same remix or the same beat pattern, and then add one to track. So you have track 1, 2, 3, 4 for each of the beats in the list. So let's go ahead and play it. Okay, so it's taken that beat pattern and taken that original beat. It's searched for all the similar beats, all the beats starting with the same string, hip hop, trap hop. It's created a new list. It's removed that beat just so you don't insert it twice, so you don't have, two hip hop, trap hop beat 02s in the list, so you only have one of them. And then it's going to loop through that and then just use the Makebeat pattern. Use that pattern and use Makebeat, and then just play the same beat with the same beat pattern so that you can then do experiments. You can test out how similar beats will sound. Now, what if we run this and we forget to type in any information, anything into the query? So this is a typical error that you'll find in your programs when you're interacting with users. You got to think about all the different ways a user will break your program by giving you bad input. You can see the EarSketch is waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And so it's just trying to search for no input basically, and it just turns into basically a runaway query. And it freezes up the program. It's basically consumed too much memory and taken too much time. So we just need to kill this runaway process and we need to fix that bug. So that's your job. Your job is to now fix that bug, find a clever way to make sure that when a user gives you input, you don't get this runaway query. So we're just going to reload EarSketch, and it's going to jump down to that section where we have the sound search function. And now you need to make sure the user doesn't give you nothing, no input or a blank query. Make sure they don't give you no information to search on. Different ways to do it. Good luck. Get into it. We'll see you again on Python MC.
MCs.